Hey everyone, welcome back to Coffee Guys Sports. We're doing our Cincinnati Bengals NFL draft grade for 2023. Um, Jump into it if you guys haven't been here before. Here's the grade system. Each player will be graded based on skill set and draft spot. Um, Average the grades for the team's final grade, and the grading system is 1 to 2.5 is a D, 2.6 to 5 is a C, 5.1 to 7.5 is a B, and 7.6 to 10 is an A. First, their first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I think it was pick number 28, is Miles Murphy out of Clemson. He's an edge player. He's got good size relative to the position, good speed and athleticism, long arms, and pretty solid technique. He gets arms up to bat, balls down at the line. Past 2 seasons, he had two knockdown passes each season. So he has the ability to spot those throwing lanes and get his arms up and get the ball down. Lacks immediate burst off the line, so he does not the greatest acceleration, and sometimes his plan of attack is lacking. First rush move doesn't work. He lacks the at this point lacks the technique to get to go to a check to a second technique to get around the tackle. I grade him out as an 8.5. Not a bad draft selection. It's He was projected to potentially be at top of round two, but nothing wrong, of course, with the Bengals taking him end of round one. Because if it was a position they needed to improve, go ahead and get your guy there. It's not too big of a slide, really, or a drop from end of round one to first couple picks of round two. So 8.5. DJ Turner, cornerback out of Michigan, just elite speed. The dude is phenomenal. 4.26 on his 40 time. He's got elite speed. He's has sticky coverage. He can stick with anybody. He's a willing tackler, but he is about 175 pounds, and so that's being such a lightweight. No, no insult intended, but being lighter weight, he gets pushed around and by physical receivers. He does have shorter arms, so a jump ball, while his vertical is decent, he may not be able to really contest some of those jump balls against some of the bigger wide receivers that he may run up against. But I think he actually has starter potential. Just refine his technique maybe a little bit, but his just such insane natural skills. And this onto Jordan Battle. This player's out of Alabama. I remember hearing his name thrown around quite a bit. I feel like it was after the 2022 draft. There was talks that this guy might. I heard talks that this guy might be a round one safety or the best safety in the class. He's round one from one or two different people that evaluated him. He does have good size relative to the position. He's a versatile player. He had good ball skills. 6 interceptions, I think, in the past 2 years. Pretty solid for a safety that's probably playing more zone than man-to-man unless he's covering in the slot or nickel. He can be a bit late attacking a runner, so he might hesitate to get downhill and attack a runner. His acceleration is not elite, and so it takes him a bit to get up to speed. I grade him out as a 7.5. Not a bad player by any means. I think he'll actually be a pretty solid, either like rotational play in the nickel or starting safety for the Bengals. Now, this one may be one of my favorite players in the entire draft. This dude's name is Charlie Jones. He's out of initially he was at Iowa and then he transferred to Purdue, and this dude went off. He's extremely talented. He's not an outstanding athlete. He's a decent athlete. His hands are good. and he's excellent at sitting down in holes in zone coverage. So he spots the holes. He just has a knack for getting open, finding the holes, getting open. He doesn't have elite burst or top end speed. I guess the player comp I'd give for him, if I was giving a player comp, would be in the area of Tyler Lockett with a little less speed, or maybe more accurately, Hunter Renfrow. This dude is just elite production at Purdue. Um, he was like the, I wouldn't say best kept secret at Iowa, but this dude went to Purdue and opened eyes all over the map. For them to get this guy in round 4 was insane. This dude is going to be I'm fully convinced this dude will be a game 1 contributor for the Bengals in 2023. Um, he Part of the reason why his grade is so high is like 4th round. Like, he's just elite production, elite skills, um, and just the knowledge of the game cannot be underestimated. Being able to just spot the holes and get so wide open for Joe Burrow and give him not even like a safety net. This dude scored like I think 12 touchdowns at Iowa or at Purdue. He's got the production to back up the just the mental skills and the ball skills that he has. I cannot, like, I'm raving about this guy. He's a 9.5. I almost would have graded him a 10. Uh, I don't know if there's anybody in this draft that's going to grade out as a 10 just because of it's very, in my book, it's extremely hard to grade out as a 10. It's like Andrew Luck or, Patrick Mahomes level talent and skill and mental acuity to grade out as a 10. But this kid is phenomenal, and honestly, I think he probably fully deserved round 3, if not late round 2 draft pick, in my opinion. So yeah, 9.5. I think he'll be an instant contributor in that receiving room for the Bengals. Moving on to another Big Ten player. This is Chase Brown out of Illinois. He's a solid runner, above average speed. 4.36, I want to say, was his 40 time. He's a fluid route runner, so he gets out of the backfield and he's got good hands, and he runs really well. He has consistent production. I think it was 1,600 yards last season at Illinois. Just really great numbers. Last year, though, he did have a little bit of touch of the fumbleitis every once in a while. Didn't hold on to the ball a couple sometimes. That's not a huge deal, and kind of consistent with another Bengals running back, Samaje Perine, when he first came into the league out of Oklahoma. He kind of got known for fumbling the ball at times, but you work on that, and you work on the ball security drills, and that can be improved. He lacks a little bit of power at first contact, so sometimes it's he needs to get past that first layer to really just get into a groove and get some yards. I grade him out as a 9. I think he's a phenomenal running back. I think he'll be an excellent backup, or even a starter on occasion if say Joe Mixon is down. I'm high on this guy. I don't see any reason why he can't produce like he did at Illinois in the NFL. I think his skills are transferable to the NFL. I think he'll be a good addition to the Bengals running back room. And yeah, I'm pretty high on this guy as well. Andre Iosivas, I think, out of Princeton. He's got good size, above average speed and jumping, good acceleration, but his hands leave a lot to be desired. I wasn't able to see a whole lot of tape on this guy. There's not as much as there is on some of the other guys. Princeton's not exactly known for their football team. I think you don't hear a whole lot about them from in the circles that I'm in. I grade him as an 8. He's got great natural athletic skills, and in a draft that didn't have a lot of bigger, taller receivers, um, being able to get this guy fairly mid to late in the draft, I think was a good move. He may not be, he definitely won't be a day one starter with what they have there already, but I do think that he will carve out his own niche role and be a serviceable backup and contributor um, on certain plays. Moving on to their second to last pick. This is Brad Robbins out of Michigan. Uh, this dude's a punter. The first punter I've uh, looked at in this draft. He has good power and accuracy. The scouting report on him was uh, he doesn't have a booming leg, but he's got a good leg. And his accuracy and that he's got finesse. He can place the ball inside the 20-yard line pretty consistently. Um, Also, could be a pro or a con. He looks like a tax accountant. Um, Looks like a dude I'd walk into H&R Block and be helping me out with my taxes. Um, his catch to kick time, a little slow. He had one or two um, punts that were knocked down and recovered by the other team. So not a huge ordeal. In my opinion, I don't think that's a big deal. I grade him as a 7. Honestly, I don't. How do you grade a punter? Like, unless they have an elite leg and they, punting the ball 90 yards in the air, like that's just ridiculous. But I do think he'll be a serviceable player for the Bengals, and I grade him out as a 7. Their final pick, DJ Ivy out of Miami. I tried to pull up this guy's Pro Football Focus page, and there was literally no data on it. This dude is not. There wasn't a whole lot of information on this guy as far as stats and PFF grading and whatever. He's athletic and he has good burst. Like his pro day showed that. As far as his tape showed, a little slow on transitions. Sometimes doesn't, a little slow getting the hips flipped around and out of his back pedal and running with receivers. His coverage was inconsistent. He struggled to play a sticky man corner or really diagnose zone cover or be a good zone cover. But, as a backup or as a practice squad or special teamer, nothing wrong with this pick. This dude will contribute at some level. I'm sure the Bengals are pretty good judges of talent, and it's difficult to find a draft in the past few years that they've really ruined or just that they've really performed horribly in. So I trust that this player will be DJ Ivy will be a contributor for them. Overall, I grade them out as an 8.06. That's a solid A. Honestly, if one or two of those picks had been a little higher, they may have gone up to an 8.5 or higher. 8.5 or higher, I would probably, or 9. I'd say, okay, a 9. 8.5 to 9, I'd be grading as maybe an A+. 9 or higher is just unreal, considering that you have to get all those players at a 9 or higher to get their draft grade above a 9. So 8.5 to 9 I'd grade as an A+, but this is a solid A, bordering towards an A+. So this draft, there's some players I highlighted for sure that just I'm super, super high on, and I'm excited to see what these guys do in the league. Well done to the Bengals on one of the best draft classes I've seen this year so far. Alrighty, guys, coming back to you probably tomorrow or maybe later today with another draft grade. I'll be out of town here over this weekend, so I'm going to try to shoot some videos ahead and get those out on the days I'm gone so that there's not a drop off. Alrighty, guys, have a good one. Laters.